Hello, my name is Matthew, and I thought I would talk about my reading plans for November. It's something that I've mentioned before on my channel, and for the month of November, there's only one book that I am planning on reading, and it's The Magic Mountain by Thomas Mann. And I'm hoping this is going to be a read along. I've mentioned it before, and several people have expressed interest in reading it in the month of November. I thought I would make this video as a reminder, and also just a little bit of a heads up in case somebody wants to order the book or needs to get a hold of a copy in any way. And I'm really excited to read this. This will be my third time. This is a book that was recommended to me from my friend Bob, one of our earliest book conversations, and I said, what's just a great book that I could read? He said, well, if you want to read one of the greatest books of the 20th century, you can read The Magic Mountain by Thomas Mann. And I went out and bought it, and it's incredibly intimidating. It's not the thickest thing that you can get your hands on, but the text is incredibly dense, the print is small, the lines are narrow, and it's not a very plot-heavy book. It's one of these philosophical novels. The second time I read it was with my friend Kevin. I can't remember, I think we both, well, I finished it. I can't remember if Kevin finished it. I'll say that he did. And we read it together, and it was just such great fun. And the intimidation factor goes down dramatically when you know what you're getting your hands on, what you're getting into. And this is a story set, it was written after the Great War. It was written after World War I, but the story is set before the war. And we follow our main character. His name is Hans Kostorp, and he's stricken with tuberculosis, and he's sent up to a sanitarium at the top of a mountain in the Swiss Alps, and he's going to stay at the sanitarium. He ends up staying there for 7 years. It was going to be a short visit, and instead 7 years of his life go by. And we see him interacting with the doctors. We get to see the whole sanitarium, how the doctors are interacting with the patients, a whole cast of really interesting characters. We spend time meeting all these different patients. The back of the book describes all of this as a microcosm of Europe at the time. And so each of these characters, in some ways, very loosely analogous to the characters in The Pilgrim's Progress by John Bunyan, where each character is expressing a singular ideal, a singular philosophy in life. And so as we move around, it's this round table of philosophical conversations and debates and discussions. And there's also a lot of humor in it. It has this light touch strung throughout heavier, weighty conversations. Even things that just amuse me. This man with tuberculosis goes up to the top of this mountain, and I just remember in the nights, at nighttime, they would open up these doors to let all the cold, open air come in, and the patients would swaddle themselves in these big blankets, and they would smoke cigars. I think it was called a rest cure. They were having their rest cure, and this was, if I'm remembering correctly, this was part of the medical procedure that these patients with tuberculosis were going to smoke their cigars. Um, and just other things. It's really, that's not giving the book any sort of justice, but um, it's really great. And the other thing is maybe to give a little incentive um, for this particular kind of book. Um, for all of the modernists, James Joyce, Beckett, Ezra Pound, T.S. Eliot, Robert Musil, Proust, in some ways, of all of that gang of characters, those writers, I've always felt that Thomas Mann um, was the most self-aware of his image as an intimidating writer. And I feel like much more than all of the other writers that I just mentioned, um, wants to tend to the reader, and he lets you know, like, this is a difficult book. It's a long journey, but I'm going to be there with you. I'll be there the whole time. I'm going to make sure that you don't get lost. There's this avuncular, ethereal tone in the way that he says directly to the reader, we'll get through this. It's a reading experience. It has one of the best, one of my favorite prefaces, the way that Thomas Mann introduces the novel to us. Like I said, Hans Castorp only thought that he was going to be up there for a short amount of time, and instead, years go by. And this is in the preface. I'm just going to read a little bit because it's so great. It's the last paragraph of the preface. And so this storyteller will not be finished telling our Hans's story in only a moment or two. The 7 days in 1 week will not suffice, nor will 7 months. It will be best for him if he is not all too clear about the number of earthly days that will pass as the tale weaves its web about him. For God's sake, surely it cannot be as long as 7 years. And with that, we begin. And it's just great. He's saying it's a big, long novel, but it's not going to take 7 years to read. So yeah, I'm really excited to read it. I'm really excited to read along with other people, and my plan is probably each Sunday of the month of November, I'll make a video, and then sporadically throughout the week I might make little videos as well. For the 4 weeks in November, a good reading plan would be about 175 pages a week. I think that's about 25 pages a day. I think in those terms it seems much more doable. And what I would love is other people that are reading it, if it's other booktubers or commenters or other people that are reading it that aren't commenting. So anybody watching, I would love to have Zoom conversations, preferably ones that we can record together and just talk about the book, and share that with everyone else that's reading along. I think that's a really fun idea. So if anyone is interested in that at all, just each week, I just think it would be great fun to have just a short conversation about what we're reading in the book. And if not, it'll just be lonely old me talking about this big old book. Either way, I'm not going to be disappointed. Either way. So that's it for the month of November. It's going to be The Magic Mountain by Thomas Mann. And I hope that you'll read along. So uh, let me know. Leave a comment if you would like. This is, an open invitation. The more, the merrier. Um, so let me know if you'd like to read a book with me. And let me know your thoughts on Thomas Mann in general. I'd certainly be interested to know which is your favorite book or short story, things like that. So yeah, leave a comment if you would like, and thank you for watching.